Chihuahua.
Hey, Chihuahua.
At least somebody stepped on the fucking dog.
That's exactly what it sounded like.
That's what it sounded
I
like.
thought somebody just killed a dog.
I think
Trying
we're
to.
live. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
my bad. Yeah, we are.
Oh, we are. Nice.
Heyo.
The Google gods smiled upon us, did they?
Indeed. Notifications.
That's because you bought Google Stadia, 9 of them, so
I only bought 2.
whatever. That's what you tell us, which means you have to multiply that times the will me equation, which means 10.
Bite me, fork.
Oh, shit.
Oh, hell, we are live. Holy shit.
Yeah, indeed. It is.
Yep,
We
we're
are
pretty
live.
Well, let's do the intro and start this shit. What do you guys think?
Well, let's do it.
Do it. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wednesday night. It's 8 o'clock. Welcome to Gaming Beyond the Box. It's that time of the week again where we are here to talk about some games, maybe some consoles, and we really don't know. We don't have an agenda, but at least we're up front, right? So, man, my panel is still quiet, aren't they?
Yes,
See?
yes.
We're special. Shut
I'm
up.
sorry. I'm busy watching that badass intro.
Oh, that intro is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, dude,
It
it's good
is.
shit.
I mean, it's just...
Never gets old.
No, it never
doesn't.
does.
The music alone is awesome, and then just all the different stuff just reminds you of all the different games you've played, and some of the stuff you're like, man, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, it blows me away every time I see it. But man, we got a lot of shit to talk about.
Bomber's sister blows me away.
Hey, as she should. I mean,
And that
pretty
is
good.
not one of the topics we have for tonight.
I mean, look, I need to make some money, okay? So I'm selling Bomber's sister. Nudes. Contact fork.
Well, if they're anything compared to the ones that you sent Ghost and Ghost sent to me, you may be getting paid for people, you know.
I burned my phone.
Yeah. We don't need that, man. We just don't need it. So, but we have a lot of shit to talk about, and luckily I am actually feeling somewhat human tonight.
It's all that
You're
cocaine.
human?
Close.
It's all that cocaine you found at a 65-year-old's house.
No. But for the last week, man, I don't know what the hell I've had. It was rough. So I don't drink beer, so I'm not going to blame it on the C word. It's been a really long week. I don't know what the hell I had. I was spitting shit out, man. I could have put together and made something evil from it.
Every time you say C word, I think cunt.
I'm not going to comment, Leo, because I love you.
I love you too.
So your ass was spitting hot fire for a week, is what you're saying?
No, it was the other end.
Oh,
I didn't need to hoard toilet paper.
Damn.
Well,
But-
that's good.
I do have one thing to say. If you notice the title of tonight's show, it's called Damage Control as Far as the Eyes Can See.
That's good shit.
I just gotta say, everybody knows I'm into VR. I've gotten a lot of other people into VR. If you do not own a VR system that plays Half-Life Alyx. It is not a talking point for you in the console war, assholes. Okay? If you
All I
have not-
heard,
Oh, are
was-
people bitching about that?
I can put my opinion out there because it matters.
Right. Unless you have been playing this game, you own this game, and it's not on your preferred console, that is not a reason for you to throw it in somebody else's face. Is Half-Life a great game? From what I've played, yes. Is it a game changer for VR? Yes. Is there any other game quite like it on VR? No. I will say that there is nothing else quite like it on VR at this moment. So please, nobody is begging for just because you got one good game out there made by Valve doesn't mean that Xbox is going to get VR anytime soon. So,
It's a good point.
but anyway,
So what you're saying is Xbox is getting VR now. Gotcha.
That's what I heard. Xbox tomorrow getting VR. You're here first, but will me.
no, you did not hear that from me. That just means they had one good game. Because Half-Life, it is definitely a different type of game. I'll give them that. But VR is still a niche market. Not everybody's going to do it. Most games do not have a story like this one. They're not as detailed. They're not as smooth. So
Well, I mean, we were talking before the podcast. Husk, me, Bomber, and I think Obi was chiming in a little bit. But it's like, Alyx. It looks great. Half-Life is awesome. But when it comes down to it, most VR games are VR games. I mean, I'm not trying to knock it, but I'm trying to give an example of like when you see a Switch game, you know it's Switch because of the graphics, the type, the play style, all that. Okay, that's fine. But the moment they get Half-Life, hey, that's awesome. It actually looks really good. It looks awesome. It has a plot. But to me, it's like, hey, look, that's a step to where now you're getting like a AAA game out there. That's awesome because all that means is now you're getting more stuff out there. It could obviously, and I'm not saying tomorrow, but maybe in the next year or two, move out of the niche market and where now you start seeing more like Rift Quests where there are console-less VR systems out there, which would be awesome. But I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon.
I don't think it's going to happen either. Not anytime soon. There's nothing else quite like Half-Life out there besides.
I can honestly see possibly within the next 5 years somebody making a VR unit to where you can actually play just standard PC games on it, and the ones that are VR you can play VR.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What is Half-Life? What is this game you guys talking about? I don't know much about it.
Where have you been?
For like the last 10 years.
I don't pay attention to
longer
much
than that.
VR stuff, guys. Like you said, I don't have one, and so it's not a talking point for me. So I just
Do you
Try
not know
out.
what Half-Life
I'm not
is?
even gonna bullshit. I'm totally with Obi on this one.
Half-Life is actually a PC game that came out
Jesus, ages ago.
1998 was the first one.
so this is like some like remastered game or something.
The
No.
orange box came out on the 360.
Isn't that like
Came
one
with,
of those
Portal
games that
and
like
Team
GameStop
Fortress?
used to give away?
Team Fortress,
I don't know.
Portal,
Yeah.
Half-Life.
I think they gave away Half-Life with the expansion or something like that, because I remember getting one. I didn't play it all that much because it was single player, but I still played it enough to realize I thought it was neat. Thought kind of some of the concepts were cool. But Wilma, you can correct me on this if I'm wrong, or Bomber, but Valve's always pushed Half-Life. Like it's been one. It's almost like Xbox's Halo. Valve's been like,
Well,
look, we have another Half-Life. We have another Half-Life. We have another.
Well,
I thought
the only difference
I thought
between
Left
that
4
is
Dead.
they're still making Halo.
Yeah, Left 4
games.
Dead. Left 4 Dead to me
Right.
would be better than
The
Half-Life
new-
again.
I was just gonna say that, Bummer. I just found out some bad news, and they
Oh
actually
yeah, they're not touching it.
they just
Yeah.
straight up said it the other day that Left 4 Dead 4 is definitely not a thing. We haven't been doing anything. We haven't even thought about it. Blah blah blah. I mean, the whole thought about it thing. I don't believe that. But
Oh yeah, they thought
I
about
mean,
it.
come on, man. At least like a remaster or something, dude. That game was my shit.
Oh,
I
but
think
just
the
to
problem
answer-
though is when you go too many years in between releases, it's like okay, you can't release a game 8-9 years later, especially when World War Z just came out, and that's actually a pretty decent game. So
That's nowhere
this
near.
orange
Well, they-
box thing
yeah.
that you're this orange box thing that you're talking about. The only time I've ever seen that was like when I was a kid at GameStop.
Oh yeah, I still
It's
have
like
mine.
Yeah,
sitting on the
forgot.
shelf.
You
I
I
don't-
think
I-
they had it in Games with Gold too once.
Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
not gonna lie, it's still worth
So I mean, I
getting your hands
really
on
don't
now.
know what
Like today,
any of this
it's
stuff
still
is
worth
that
it.
you guys are talking about, but I'm interested. So
You have a PC still, Obi, right? Because I believe you can get it on Steam, if I
Oh
remember
yeah,
right.
you can. And there's
Yeah, you
so
should be
many
able to play it
mods.
easily,
There
too.
is
Yeah.
so many
I don't have a
mods for
VR.
Half-Life. It's oh, you don't have to have a VR.
Yeah,
It's originally a first-person
Half-Life
shooter.
Alyx is the VR system. It's a new game.
VR game.
VR game. But Half-Life's been around prior to that.
Yeah, there's Half-Life, Half-Life 2, and Half-Life 2 Episode 2.
No, there's more than that. Actually, I googled it, and there's a lot. There's even PlayStation games.
And then they just released a upgraded version of Half-Life 2 called Black Mesa.
Yes.
I heard that was pretty good.
Oh, dude, it's fucking awesome. It is amazing.
So intro.
Plus, they allow fans to make mods and everything for it, so
Oh,
you
yeah,
can get
they
all
do.
sorts of different
That's
games.
So is
that's
this
where
the
Black
first like
Mesa came
VR
from.
game that they've made or something?
Yes.
no, not well.
Jay
not
just
Valve's
said it
first
in the
VR
chat.
game,
Half-Life's completely free to play on Steam, by the way.
So is this Half-Life Alyx? Is this their or Valve's first VR game?
but it's their index seller.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you can tell they took their time on that shit.
Oh
too.
yeah, they
It's-
did.
It's crazy.
But before
Well,
we,
it's
before
said
we
in
get,
an interview
before
they
we
couldn't
get
fuck
too
it
deep
up.
into this,
Nope.
before we get too deep into this, let me introduce you to everybody on the panel.
Hi.
Because tonight's going to be very interesting. Because we have a lot of bullshit to shoot down that's been talked all week.
Yes,
There's
I
been
am a woman.
lot.
Oh,
What?
Well,
Would you like to
there's
repeat that one?
Good intro for it. Well done.
I found out I was missing a few pieces. And that's when I realized.
All right. Well, let's
we've known for a while, Leo.
yeah. Let's get into the intros. We'll start with Fork. What's going on, Fork?
Nothing much. Just working through the wonderful, life and whatnot. But glad to be here. We have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. Husk is here, so we can kind of talk about different things and whatnot. Got some VR stuff. Got some PlayStation stuff. Got some testicles somewhere, and obviously we'll probably talk about Bomber's sister. So always a good night.
Bomber's sister? Really? Why do we have to do that one?
Because I need money, so
Okay.
she's going to sell nudes.
Well, you're going to go broke. Anyway.
I know.
Bomber!
I pay people.
Yo, what's going on? Doing the thing. Doing the same thing as I always do. Work, come home, go to work, go home.
Masturbate.
Well, yeah, gotta do that at least 12 times in between. So
Play
cool.
some Bleeding Edge.
12 times between going to work and coming home?
Yeah, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Hey,
The fuck you do
Hey.
for a living?
but hey, some people. Hey, there's people. Hey, look.
You better use hand sanitizer.
Well, if lotion is hand sanitizer.
He's got to get his Wendy's somehow.
That's pretty good.
All
I
right.
like that.
Yeah, sure. And who is making that noise?
Ghost is playing Doom.
Is that what
What?
that is?
Yeah,
That's
that's me.
Okay. All right.
He has to fill the meter.
And for the first
Fuck
time,
that bitch.
the first time on the podcast, once everybody shuts the fuck up for about half a second.
Yeah, guys, what the hell?
Yeah, thank you, Leo. Snap them in line. We have Mr. Husk. Mr. Husk, tell everybody about yourself, sir.
Someone's getting drunk already.
So yeah, I'm Husk. I also am, I guess, ACS. Do other random podcast shit. Wilmy, you were part of that a couple weeks back. That was fun. It's glad to have you over there. And now I'm here to talk about games and consoles and damage control.
Damage control.
Did a lot of that the last couple of
A
days.
lot of that lately.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to go back to work this week, packing lunches for kids that rely on them for school and shit. Now that they can't be there, so yeah, I don't
that's
know.
awesome.
This week's been
That's awesome,
it's
man.
been pretty cool in that sense. Not gonna lie. So
Hell
yeah, I'm pumped to be here. Super excited. Thanks for having me, and yeah, hopefully it's a blast.
Oh, it will be.
Oh, it's going to be.
I can almost guarantee it.
Oh yeah.
This is a family friendly stream. Okay, even Board
super
Distracted said so.
family-friendly.
Yeah, right.
We will tell you how to make that family too.
Oh shit!
I don't
And
know,
you
but that
do it
noise is
anally.
really irritating the hell out of me. In my headset.
I'm pretty sure you do it.
Analog stick. Somebody's fucking a
Yeah,
controller.
dude, that controller is done.
I'm telling
man.
you, he's got to fill that meter.
Somebody got a pocket pussy attachment for their Elite controller.
Yes.
Okay,
Just-
Leo.
They're going hardcore on that shit.
You know, I have played my share of Doom, and my controller does not make that kind of noise.
Oh shit!
So what you're saying is when I get Doom to get a backup controller. Gotcha.
That's an expensive controller to be fucking, man. I'm just saying.
All right,
But hey,
Leo.
it's good though.
Hey everybody, I've been doing good. Came down with the Borderlands fever. Been playing that like crazy. Almost beat the game again. That's about it.
Can you really beat the game when the game gives you legendaries just for logging in?
I know. That's what.
Haters gonna hate.
I ain't hating shit, dude. We log in. We haven't done anything, and Leo's like, "Hey, there's legendaries falling from the sky, guys."
Yeah,
No,
that's
no, actually
Leo's
was-
luck, though.
I was 2 for 2 earlier.
Fuck.
All right, and
Got
then
a nice little nose.
we're going to move on to our resident Xbot, Obi. What's going on, Obi?
Not much, man. Just been hanging out, playing games. Not Zombie Army. Doom and State of Decay 2, but other than that, nothing much.
Y'all had some exciting days, man. I'm telling you.
Well, I was
had
going to
it
talk
excited.
about Doom until I realized I don't get to buy it.
Ah,
I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get Doom. I'm gonna get a new Call of Duty, and then human malware happened.
I feel you,
Oh,
man.
it turns out I need
feel
to
ya.
pay the internet bill, the gas bill. Go yourself.
Oh,
it
new
said.
DLC hits tomorrow. I can't wait. Sorry.
You're a
Okay.
dick.
all right.
Saw a thing in the chat and I was like, yeah.
All right, Ghost. What's going on, dude?
Hey, what's up, everybody? And the reason is because I was getting pissed at my controller and I was smacking the shit out of the buttons. Either way, that shit happens.
Those demons are getting
Tell
rough.
that bitch.
Fucking demons, man. I'm almost at the end. I'm almost at the end of the game, man. You don't understand.
Okay. Anyway,
All right.
because
Yeah,
how about
y'all
you,
were so
Wilmy?
exciting.
The analog stick.
Y'all were so exciting. So,
Come on, Willie. Spice it up.
Hey, I'm excited. There's VR. Bomber Sister will be here. It's all good.
Oh my god, I just ran in.
Man, you were obsessed with the
And
sister today.
Pocket
Damn.
pussy analog.
okay.
Money.
Where would you like to start, Fork, with the topics we have for tonight, sir?
I want to start with the VR that is being made by Microsoft, Valve, and HP.
Well, why don't you
Xbox filing cabinet.
take it away, sir? How about we start with that one?
So, on the 23rd, they announced that they've been working together on a headset that will actually allow you to play PC games. Mind you, it's just PC, so this is not coming to Xbox. So anybody about to jump down and say, we're getting an Xbox! No, we're not. Yeah, this is strictly for Windows and Steam.
So what
So,
you're saying is we're getting it on Xbox. Gotcha.
Yeah, but the fact that HP, Microsoft, and Valve are all working on it, to me, it's like, you have pretty big companies getting together to make a headset. And mind you, they've already said it'll work with Windows Mixed Reality and Steam VR, so that gives you a ton of games right there. And, with Valve coming out with Half-Life, it's just, to me, it's exciting. It's like, hey, look, if they're pushing that Half-Life and other stuff, to me, it makes me think that Valve and Microsoft have other games they're going to be releasing or other ideas down the road to have that. I mean, why would you put money into something like that and just walk away from it, in my opinion? I mean, you're collaborating for a reason, so obviously there's a goal in mind of games that Valve wants to release, and HP, obviously, I'm guessing they'll probably come out with a system saying, play is best on our HP Cobra, or whatever their
Said
system
nobody
is.
ever.
Yeah, I was going to say, does HP still even make computers? I wasn't even sure.
Yeah, I didn't know HP was still making computers.
I
didn't
think they
I remember them from when I was a kid. They were like the big boxy shit.
I know you
Did-
get
They were all
like
like one piece.
didn't Dell
Yeah.
buy them out or something like that?
I don't know.
Was it
I didn't
Dell?
know it's
Not
still.
Alienware.
I didn't know
Dell-
HP was still around.
I think
Alienware,
HP
the
bought
same
out
thing, but-
Comcat.
I
or was
know
it
Dell bought Alienware out.
Comcast?
No, actually, I went to
Compaq?
HP's website. They are still themselves, and HP bought Compaq out back in, I think, the early 2000s.
Yeah, that was a long ass.
Yeah,
that
it was
a
around
while
the time
back,
that Circus City went down, if I remember right, wasn't it?
You
about
really
6
aged
years
yourself.
before Radio Shack died.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. Holy fuck! How old are
Radio
we?
Shack made it a good distance, though.
So,
I'll
I
give it
mean,
that.
to me, it's exciting because I don't see why Microsoft would be putting money into something that they didn't believe in, and then Valve also. HP getting involved, I don't know. Like Wilmy said, I didn't know they were still making computers until I saw that. I'm like, they're still making computers, or they're making something. So when I Googled it, they're still making computers, so someone's buying them, I just don't know who.
Probably companies.
That narrows
So
it
in
down.
my mind,
No,
this
every
one
company
here-
I've worked
companies
for-
buy in bulk from those places.
No,
for
every
computers.
company I've worked for buys Dell.
Oh, okay.
It
So-
wouldn't make
Bad.
sense for me for all these guys to collaborate if they're not going to at least develop it to potentially come
More
to
customers.
console.
Yeah, well, I mean, that would be awesome.
Not
I
not
would
saying
love-
that they're doing it right out of the gate, but they need to.
No.
They're smart enough and they have enough money to be like, all right, so this needs to be here now, just so we can implement it later. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
That's my thought.
MR, they have a VR system. I don't think it sells very well. I know Wilmy has the HP VR, the Vive, I think it is, Wilmy, for HP.
Yeah.
There's 20 of them out there. I don't remember all their names. I know half of them are like $700 and nobody owns them. And
Except for Wilmy,
Oh.
he owns all
yeah,
of them.
except for Wilmy. So I mean, but to me, I mean, Xbox has announced that there is a possibility PC games will play on Xbox, the XSX. They hinted at it, so they hinted at that. They're coming out with this. Maybe in the next 5 years, we could see VR coming to Xbox. Would that be
I mean,
awesome? Yes. it
Even
would
the operating
super
system on the Xbox is like creeping up really close to like what Windows is basically at its core. So
Exactly.
I mean, it's all
Yeah.
it's all similar in its own right. It's just an adaptation of it in the first place. So
Yeah. And mind you, who's to say that it's? I mean, I don't
it's
know, to
like
me-
it's Windows Mobile, but it works.
yeah.
That's pretty. I don't know. That's what it's
And if
like.
Steam is helping back this too, that kind of, I mean, we can make all kinds of assumptions with that.
I mean, the one thing they did say that because not a lot of information has been released, they said, but the platform of no compromise has been declared, and it sounds like HP, Valve, and Microsoft are going all in on a product that would support Windows Mixed Reality, Steam VR, just as the Reverb headsets do. So I mean, when you have companies that big, HP, I don't know how big they are. The fact they don't sell, I mean, I didn't know they sell computers anymore. But Valve, I mean, they make games. Then to me, if Microsoft's backing it, they're backing it for a reason. So
And with Steam, being
Yeah.
involved,
Steam being the largest
Valve,
ability to buy games on PC.
Microsoft
the largest-
is backing it because they have to show that they're for the PC gamers again.
Mhm.
Versus
Haven't they
what
already been
used to
showing
be.
that?
Well, and they're
Uh,
bringing their.
I mean, they're doing better. They're definitely doing better.
I
It's
mean,
just,
they've
you know,
been putting
back in
their
the
stuff
day-
on PC. They've been
Yep, their
No,
first
yeah.
doing
party
the Game
shit,
Pass
their
PC.
supposed exclusive stuff.
It's
Honestly, I don't see it far in the future. I mean, look at this last year alone of 2019. All the things that were announced that nobody even knew about. Game Pass coming to PC. They keep announcing. E3 got canned, so obviously there's stuff going to be announced. But it's not that far fetched of an idea of. I mean, I swear I've heard it somewhere. If I'm wrong, someone correct me. But I almost want to say I thought there was a time where Phil Spencer said he wants to be able to you can play PC, Xbox, be able to play together. Go from one console to the other console. So I mean, why not? Why
Like
not be able to
regardless of what game you're
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah, exactly. To where
Yeah, that's the goal.
He wants that. So I don't see how them making this doesn't scream, "Hey, this will become an Xbox
And
eventually."
it doesn't stop at PC. Like they want you to be able to play with your friends on PlayStation too. They don't
Yeah.
say that outright.
I mean,
but they want their
who
games.
thought the
they
Switch
want
would have
their games
Xbox Live?
together.
I mean, honestly, who ever thought that would happen? It was announced.
That collaboration
Nothing.
was awesome. I'm
Yeah,
just
nothing's
saying.
been announced since. But the fact that it was announced, it's like they're pushing for you to be able to play anywhere.
Well,
That whole,
That's
it's
been
about
their-
goddamn time the gamers get the focus.
I mean, the only problem is, and mind you, I'm going to get hate. I don't really give a shit. The only problem is Sony fights back so damn hard.
Well,
Well, they
We don't want to
were.
play with anybody.
They were.
Yeah,
they're-
they
Which
seem
we
to
have
be.
a few more topics later tonight to discuss that one.
I think it starts with a G, I believe.
It
Yeah.
does.
I think it's up to the G
Goddamn.
and we're not talking about it tonight, but a G and an A. Mentioned multiple times on the show.
Mm-hmm.
God awful.
But
I say we let Ghost lead into the next topic since God awful.
well, the funny part about this is the reason I started off with this is all week long. Like I said, I've not felt well. I've been reading Twitter. I've not been messing around much with it. I've seen all these people yesterday throwing up Half-Life in people's faces, going, "Ha ha! It's not on your console." Well, bitch, it ain't on yours either. Because of the simple fact, Gabe hates PlayStation. Gabe
But I think
Newell has hated PlayStation since PS3.
I think the thing is, though, Wilmy, I think people are like, well, we have a VR unit, so we win. But it's not coming to yours.
Well,
but we
I'm
have a
here to
VR
tell you.
unit.
And,
But it's not
I
coming
can and I can
anymore.
say it because I can show you pictures of how many of these fuckers I have. PlayStation
Photoshop.
VR is the worst VR that is made. There is no worse VR headset on the market than the PlayStation VR.
Well, I think that game would nuke
Look,
the
I'll
PSVR.
be honest.
And your
Wilmy
PS.
shares a ton of photos with those of us in the podcast privately. Trust me when I say he has a shit ton of headsets and a shit ton of other stuff that he doesn't share with a lot of other people. And for people to basically say he doesn't know what he's talking about, trust me, the man knows what he's talking about. He's bought enough shit to basically say, yeah, that's shit, that's not. So,
Yeah.
I mean...
I pity Wilmy if he ever has to move.
Oh, I'm not moving, dude. My wife and I've already said that.
They hired a mover
I
and they
need to rent
said...
about 12 U-Hauls, please.
Yeah, they hired
I
a
believe
professional
anything
mover.
Wilmy says just because of his accent.
That
I mean,
Jersey Southern
let's
accent.
be honest.
It's the fakest
Jersey
accent in the world. I mean, I don't know where y'all get
I don't
this
know.
real, but
Pull it
We
off
going
good for
down
somebody from
Jersey.
New Jersey, huh,
Mhm.
Bomber?
absolutely. I mean, it's pretty good. I
But
mean,
the
It
thing
is.
is, don't sit and throw this in somebody's face when it's not on your preferred console either. And I have seen this all day today. Like, ha ha, bitch, it's not on Xbox. Ha ha, it's not on PlayStation either. So shut up.
Yeah.
Sit down.
You know who's
it's on
really
Steam.
saying haha bitch is Steam and Microsoft, because if you want to play this motherfucker, you have to own Windows and Steam.
boom.
I mean, you could probably Linux too, but I'm just saying that's still Microsoft. So
either way, you still need their stuff.
you need their
Regardless
shit,
of-
not Sony shit.
Yeah, I mean that's why I think everybody keeps like, it's not on the Xbox. And your point? Well, just get a PC. It's the other Microsoft platform. Okay, what'd you do?
What's funny is
Look at
people will
Xbox.
bash it though, saying, "Oh, it's not Xbox." Really? Last time I checked, Xbox is owned by Microsoft. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah, they
It's-
broke up last night. Sorry,
It-
man. We forgot to
Oh,
tell you.
damn it! I forgot. I didn't see that.
But it's been so funny all week, man, to see all this different shade being thrown back and forth. It's just like, and some of this stuff I'm not even going to get into because I'm not a tech expert myself, so I'm not even going to touch it.
Specs, all the specs.
Yeah,
Oh God.
but I
Spectacles
know
everywhere.
enough. I know enough tech. I know the difference between a moped and a Ferrari,
That's because you
solid.
own a moped.
or a moped and a Corvette.
I mean, are you sure?
There's a lot of difference between those two.
I mean,
What about a moped?
Or a VR headset versus the Google goggles or whatever.
Oh, Google Glass. Oh my God.
Yeah, there you go.
it's kind of the same.
Hey, Apple announced they're coming out with glasses again in 2022. That's
hope they
all
do.
they said. What's the word? I'm like, weren't you supposed to come out with those like 3 years ago?
Yeah, those were cool until you got those bastards and put them on your face and realized what a tool you look like walking down the street.
I'm Tony Stark. No, you're not.
No.
Nope.
And then they start like making it so people had to take them off too in different
Yeah.
areas.
Well, yeah, it's kind of creepy, man, because you're automatically recording everywhere you went.
I
Yeah.
like the word biatch too.
We checked your Google Glass, and all we saw was a bunch of asses.
So are we done with this topic?
Probably.
I'm sorry, it's just the way you said it. I like the word biatch too. Maybe I'm high on allergy medicine.
Today's episode is brought to you by the word biatch.
Kermit the Frog here.
Just call me Kermit.
You can tell, man. A lot of people are like stir crazy right now at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, you could say that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah.
But you will.
But Wilmy, honestly, I think it comes down to people like arguing and bashing anything they can, even when they have no platform.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
all terrible. Everything's bad. Everything's terrible because it's not on yours. It's mine.
Shut up, pony.
It's all
Hold on,
mine.
hold on.
I own it all.
Can I do the next topic, because we can go from this of people bashing it to
you
one
do the
topic that I
first
saw
topic?
today that I almost thought was uberly awesome.
Okay, go for it.
Uber Eats.
Hold on, I gotta find it.
That's uberly
No,
awesome.
no.
Because there's another one. I just can't wait to slap this one down.
I think it's the one that I'm about to say.
And
big
it
penis.
kind of breaks
In
my
Discord.
heart at the same time.
You gonna
Maybe
pull
it's
your
not.
dick out this early?
You
that's-
broke
that's the
my
Oh man, it's not in
heart,
Discord.
So I broke.
So, apparently, God of War no longer says.
Says it doesn't.
Says?
It doesn't say.
No longer says.
Yeah,
Fuck you all.
already. See,
Is that
you've
some
already
California thing? Says?
No
I
wonder.
says to you, boy.
I
No
hate
wonder
you all.
they say it.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, Dealer Gaming put it out there along with some other people. God of War no longer contains only on PlayStation.
Yeah, they covered it last night.
Does that mean
Yeah.
Corey
Because
is
he got
going
pulled
to
last
bring
time.
it to PC along with
Well, dude,
all the
he's
other
been
games?
wanting it. What? How many times has he said he's wanted God of War on PC for a while?
Well,
So
hell, that
typically
guy
that's what
plays
he's saying
on
he's
every
going to.
system.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
Corey.
I mean, he's all about just letting as many people play the game as possible. It's you gotta think it's the bigger corporation that they're owned by is who wants to control
Well, I mean,
everything. So
let's
I
think about
almost
this, okay?
went and bought another PlayStation 4 just so I could play the new God of War. Like, I've always owned both consoles. And this news for me is awesome because, like, I don't have an Xbox at the moment. I mean, I got a couple in the house, but I don't have one with my setup. Like, I'm PC confined at the moment.
Oh, that's
and
terrible.
I thought,
Seeing
I thought
shit
you could
like
use
this makes
PS
me
Now
happy
to
as
play
fuck.
it on a computer.
That
I don't
I'm
think
pretty
you
sure
can.
it's not the case, but I don't know.
PS Now, I think it's limited on which games you can play. Or, I mean, I haven't looked into it a whole lot.
No,
But
you can
I
play
thought
it on
I-
PC. I've done it. I've played it on my PC.
But I want it. I want to play it on my hardware so I can.
yeah, exactly on your
Custom.
hardware,
Yeah.
not streaming the shit. Exactly.
Exactly.
You want
I
to
mean,
max that thing
so
out.
This shit's got me
Bob
super
over there
pumped.
acting
Like,
like he
if they
finished the game.
if they
I did finish
release
the game,
this
but-
game for PC right now, $70, I'd buy it in a heartbeat.
$70.
$60, whatever it is. A game
Well, I
goes.
mean,
I'd sell it for $60.
my thing is, this
I would.
is great.
I'm just saying.
This is great due to the fact that, guess what? That means people like Husk just said, he wants to play it on his PC. I'm sure Wilmy will buy it. Other PC players will buy it because they may not ever got a chance to buy it, and people may get upset about it. But guess what? At the end of the day, the more people that buy it, the more opportunity you can then make more games. It's like when Horizon Zero Dawn was announced and people were talking about burning their consoles, and it's like, seriously? The more people that play it, that's more money for the developer. That's more people they can hire to make the next one even better. And if you
I'm
don't
just thinking
understand
about
that,
how good it's going to look on PC.
yeah, exactly. With the
Oh, it's
2080 Ti, it's like, oh my gosh.
All the frames per second, all of them.
Okay, so here's the question
Just
though.
wait for the Series X. Aha! Da-doom.
Yeah, with the God of War coming
I
out,
am looking for a new doorstop.
how long before God of War 2 and 3 come out?
What'd you say?
How long before God of War 2 and 3 come out on PC?
I mean, I think God of War 2 or whatever they consider it. They'll probably call it God of War Boy, because you'll probably do more with the boy on the second one. But
It just sounded really kind of like
Bomber,
pederast
that
kind of
sounds
thing.
very Catholic
Yeah.
priest oriented.
Let's steer clear of the.
Well, they
PG.
might do like they did with Doom.
Come here,
Doom.
little boy. Let's
Doom
have
Eternal.
confession time.
that's what I'm saying. Like they're gonna
Fuck
name
doodle.
it like
God of
freaking,
War.
like I said,
Rage,
God of
I don't
War,
know.
Son of War, whatever. I mean, it's going to be something
Kid of
similar to
War.
that. Kid of War.
Let's just steer
You'll
clear
shoot
of the
bows and
kid.
arrows.
Let's just.
Playground just got.
Oh, he
drive
is. He's a
around it.
kid. He's a boy. He calls him boy 50,000 times at the beginning of the game. You freaking get
Oh, he
tired of
doesn't
that
drop
shit.
the whole game.
What are
I
you
know.
called when you're like a half god, half human? What's the word?
Demigod.
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 Is it
Demigod.
demigod? But
Yeah.
there's
Demi
a,
Moore?
there's
It's
a
Obi-Wan.
there's another word for it. Like a
Obi-Wan. That's hilarious.
that's gonna drive me nuts. Anyways, yeah, sure, they could go that route.
Pretty sure it's just demigod. I thought it was just demigod. Am I not?
Is it bastard?
No, it's
Yeah, demigods are the lower level
All
guys.
right. Hold on, I'll think of it.
No,
Just
it's
give me
not
time.
bastard. That's what happens when you're like me.
Demigod
and
is
married.
is
Wow, that got everybody
Okay.
quiet, didn't it?
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
my
I know.
thing shut off.
I mean, I googled it, and the first thing that comes up is Jesus. So
What?
So Jesus was a demigod?
I guess so.
You're gonna find some
Okay,
things
we're
coming
not
up
we're not
on
getting
that.
into this. Wrong podcast. We're not having this conversation.
I think now it's time.
Your
to,
Twitter or something's gonna be lit up later. I
Yep.
can tell you what.
Yeah.
Then they're going to see my.
Was he not half god, half human?
so it's not a god. It's like an angel or a demon, fucking
Oh.
human makes a Nephilim.
Nephile or Nephilim.
But yeah,
is
that's
it?
yeah, that's
So
how
that's
Nephilim
that's
comes
the
about.
word I was thinking of.
A
It's
Catholic
not,
priest?
Oh, Diablo.
Nephilim of War doesn't sound good at all. Oh,
No,
that's
not at
bad.
God of
I'd
War,
still
the
play
Nephilim
it.
Oh,
Chronicles.
of course.
The Nephilim Chronicles.
Necrophiliac? Necrophiliac? Ooh,
Hey,
Necrophiliac
The
Chronicles.
Forsaken.
There you go. Kill him and fuck him.
Oh my god!
Christ.
And this guy works
Real
in a
dark.
hospital. Doesn't that make y'all feel good?
All right, next topic, huh?
I don't work in the morgue.
I go into a
Thank
hospital.
God.
Like, we're going to have to get you x-rays. Nope.
Yeah,
I'm
thank
good.
God.
All right.
Exactly.
Next
Oh,
Take
topic
this
is
pill. Don't worry. I got you.
this one breaks my heart. It really does, and it's probably hurt a lot of people today. The Silent Hill reboots were all bullshit.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing, asshole?
Bomber
Look.
doesn't want to play those games.
Yeah, I know.
I don't
Mama's
care.
like,
I mean, for what? No. Okay. First of all, I thought it was funny just because of again, I hate the console war people. So the fact that it basically got blown up in their face that no, it's not a thing. I just think it's funny. It sucks for the people that absolutely love that series. I'm not gonna lie on that. Like, cool, like that definitely does suck. But for the fanboy people, that's what I laugh at. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because
I
I did
hate
see this
developers that crush my dreams. That's what
Yeah.
I hate.
They're like, you see your dreams right here in my hand?
Oh, you
Not
want Silent
only-
Hill?
not only am I gonna crush your dreams-
Nobody gets to play it, but you.
I'm going to pull my penis out and piss on them.
Well, there
Hey,
are a
that's-
couple of channels, and I've taken the time to
Hold
look
up,
over it this week. There are a couple of podcasts that really, they're the guys that keep coming up with a lot of this bullshit. It's kind of funny.
Oh, I mean,
But-
clickbait.
Well,
Well,
it's not
but they-
clickbait.
They just got to get their,
I'm gonna say a couple weeks ago we talked about this on Fireside, and I was like super pumped about it. I think was that the one you were on for, Wilmy?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like super pumped about all this shit about Silent Hill being rebooted and all this awesomeness, and like this game has so much goddamn nostalgia for me. Like this game terrified me,
Silent Hill was
when I
the
was
first
younger,
game I ever
like-
played where
and
the
to
moment.
now find out that it might not happen.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm-
Silent Hill scared the shit out of me. Like, it
I'm-
is the only game I've ever played where when they started getting dark, I turned the light on because I'm like, I'm not playing this in the dark.
I'm guessing that means the Castlevania stuff is bullshit too, then?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
God damn it.
Hey, Leo,
Watch your language. This is a family-friendly
Don't you
fucking
Animal
show.
tell me how to
Animal
my
Crossing
language.
2
I
is
can't
coming
even
out.
see my language because it's incorporeal.
Animal Crossing 2 next week, Leo.
When are they going to create a certification where you have to go take a test before you can actually
New
leak
Horizons.
something?
Sadly, that's never going to happen.
I know it's not, but
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Oh,
with
God.
you work on that, and we'll watch it not work.
Yeah.
like everything else,
Yeah, pretty much.
the digital landscape's so fucked.
What were you
I
talking
mean-
about Animal Crossing
I mean,
2?
let's take this
I'm
week.
I am really confused on that. Like, come on.
Let's
enlighten us on that?
How dare you?
report?
Yeah,
Animal
Animal Crossing 2 is
Crossing.
coming out next week. Let's start the rumor now. I mean,
Oh,
That was
you run with it.
fast.
So, what did the rep actually say about
He said,
Silent Hill?
"Suck it, people."
About it.
Talk about-
And I quote.
Suck it. We're not doing Silent Hill. Eat my balls.
Like the
said-
wise man Triple H and
He
Shawn
actually
Michaels
said, he goes,
said,
You think
"Suck
we're
it."
actually going to be with Hideo Kojima? Nah, this ain't happening.
Actually, his exact words were,
They would-
"We're aware of all the rumors and reports, but can't confirm they are not true. I know it's not the answer your fans may want to hear." They go on to state that while the publisher isn't completely closing the door on the Silent Hill series, it will not be brought back in the way that is being reported.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
gonna come back
let's-
as a
let's be
slot
honest.
machine.
No developer is ever going to say, like, let's take this for example. They're not going to say Silent Hill is dead, we're never revisiting it. Why? Because every Silent Hill fan will then give up hope completely and walk away. However, if you leave the option open of not yet, or we're not thinking about it, or we don't have plans yet, it's like, hey, here's some bait. Here's some bait. Yep, stay here.
Yeah, but
Have you
this is going to turn into another goddamn Valve scenario where you get a VR 2.5 version of a game 20 years later and you never get a Left 4 Dead 4. This is bullshit.
Yeah,
Man,
and-
you're
Just
salty
saying.
on that Left 4 Dead.
Husky, do you want a hug? I mean,
I don't like hugs.
oh.
He's like, he
Human
wants Left 4
malware.
Dead 4, God damn it, not hugs.
I don't want hugs. I want my Left 4 Dead, damn it. You killed Bill, dickhead.
I wanted a new Silent Hill. But
I
it
didn't
didn't
kill
happen.
Bill.
What?
Somebody
I thought, what's her name? killed
Uma
Bill.
Thurman did.
Yeah.
Uma.
Put
Damn,
poison ivy.
Uma.
Speaking of, who the fuck names her kid Uma?
Uma.
I mean,
Who names their kid Apple?
that's like that one girl that used to be the professional skier. What's her name? Peekaboo?
What
No,
about East?
what happened was the wife asked the
Southwest.
husband, I'm
Isn't
out
it
of names.
West?
What do you name her?
Uma, no.
That's all he did was with an at the end of it. They just said
Maybe he was getting a blowjob.
That's what I'm going to call her.
Uma,
Just like her mama.
Swallowed last
If you'd have done this and swallowed, you wouldn't be pregnant.
Uma, get in here.
Ba-doom.
Okay, that sounds pretty terrible. He's cocking
I
to his
live
kid or something.
alone. Nobody ever
What?
comes over my house.
All right.
just broke loose.
Next.
Why do you keep going back to kids, Bomber?
Next topic, and this is actually, documented. Sony is very unhappy with the Death Stranding sales. The games are
Well, no
supposed to be
shit.
darker and much scarier.
Wait a second. Weren't they the
Lower
ones
brightness?
involved with making it? So shouldn't they have been the ones saying, no, don't release it yet. It needs to be darker?
They didn't have anything to do with making it. They just threw him
Yeah,
money.
they just threw money to him.
Oh,
Here's a
maybe they'll
blank
finally
check.
realize
Go make
he's
us
washed
something.
up and he's not as great as everybody thinks he is.
No, I think he
No.
technically can be. It's just they didn't.
It's not
Dude,
that he's
what
washed
Tommy
up,
did.
it's because he didn't make another Metal Gear. That's the problem. He
Well,
didn't
I
make
mean-
anything like a Metal Gear.
Oh, are we
Also-
talking about the walking simulator article?
Right.
Yeah.
The BB.
Which
No, I knew that.
Sony actually goes here and says they have over 3 million copies sitting in warehouses.
That's a lot of
These are
copies.
physical copies.
If they gave me one for free, I'd give it away. No, I would because
I'd
it
give
would
it away.
entice somebody.
And don't get me wrong, I bought this game when it released. I've got the little BB above my head right now on a shelf. I really had high hopes for it. I got about 20 hours into it, and I just couldn't do it anymore because I thought I was going to, poke my own eyeballs out with a stick.
It's a super cool concept.
It was.
Like, but they didn't
They
have
troll
enough
you in
there.
that game too.
And
Because you
it's
finally find like a
beautiful.
vehicle and you can't use it. It's like son of a bitch.
But the
The
thing
only
is
thing
like it's
Undeniable
different, which is
about
good.
this game is how beautiful it looks on that console. Like, you know how much optimization they had to do just to make it
Well,
look the way it does?
I bet it
that-
looks good
well,
on PC
It's
too.
because they used
yeah.
a Decima engine, and that Decima engine is freaking amazing.
And the bad part is this has not even went on sale yet on Steam, and they're already reducing it to try to get
Well, I
people
mean-
to pre-order it.
Jesus.
When no one pre-orders it, they got to keep reducing the price until people start pre-ordering it. So
They got a good price for Borderlands 3 on Steam right now.
And William Benjamin, that shit is not funny. You just put in a chat, by the way.
Oh, what do you say?
Oh my eyes. That goes way back to a game we played years ago. And it
Was it a
annoying
walking
as hell.
simulator as well?
No.
Oh,
I think it was Fatal
I
Frame.
was just a while ago.
Okay, so according to in December, Walking Dead had sold a total of 2,376,000 copies, of which 629 were digital. So that means 1.7 million got sold. So they were planning on selling almost 5 million copies of this game if they have 3 million still sitting in warehouses.
Yeah.
I mean, you sell 5 million copies of a fucking game. That's
That's crazy.
goddamn impressive.
That's a lot of physical sales.
I would
it'd be
sit
more
around
digital.
and save up money to buy someone's PS4 that has that damn Silent Hill demo on it than I would
PT?
to buy. Yeah, PT. That's it.
How much is it
And
worth
to buy
to you?
this. It ain't worth no fucking $2,000 or whatever it was that's on fucking eBay.
I found one for
Hey, I'll-
1,500.
If I had
I'll let you
$2,000,
have it for $1,850.
damn, that's a fucking deal.
Yeah, that's
You're
150
gonna throw in one of those
I'll have one.
VR headsets with it?
And I'll even throw in a Vita.
It doesn't work, and the buttons are sticky. Watch out.
The buttons are glued together pretty well, but you know.
Thanks for the heads up.
The button does not
Somebody else is
work
gonna
at
have
all.
that problem. They don't stop fucking their controller.
I actually just found out today that you could put your Vita on the TV.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
That was like one of the selling points of that goddamn thing.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't really get
That
into
point,
it.
I never
Wait a
bought
I
it.
think when it
Whoa,
came out,
whoa.
I had a DS. I think.
That means you have a Vita.
No, I don't have a Vita.
Okay, I was about to
I've
say.
never played a
that
Vita.
explains a lot why sometimes
I've
you're
seen
quiet.
one.
I've seen one.
I've seen one. That's about it. Yeah, I've never played one either. So
Today on Gaming
think I
Beyond
had
the
a
Box,
DS at
meet
the
the
time.
guy that saw a guy that had a Vita.
I saw this guy.
there.
He was walking. He was not
Little
social
black rectangle.
distancing, and he had a Vita.
And he had a tent in it. He had a little. He was pinching a tent, and I thought that was kind of funny, so I had to ask him what he
He
had.
I
sat
didn't-
down at the bus stop and then he just whipped it right on out there.
I mean, I always thought Princess Peach was hot, but I don't think she's that hot.
I mean, he was a little
Christ,
more
that sounds like my
excited than I
family.
thought.
She's hot, but she's not fuck my controller hot.
That's
I'm here to
right.
tell you guys, I am Southern, and I don't know anybody that talks that bad. Maybe I'm not in the
First
right
of all,
part of the South.
First of all,
You're to Alabama because you got her. I got a couple of customers actually.
That's
But-
southern from states that are not actually southern, but in
I
the
mean,
southern
let's
part of
let's
the
be
state.
totally honest. Wilmy.
Gotcha.
You're New Jerseyan, so
Yeah.
that's why you don't know
New
anybody that talks like that.
Jerseyan?
That's it.
Is that?
Yeah. Damn right it is.
No,
New
they just say
Jerseyans.
Jersey. We're from
Nope,
Jersey.
they're New Jerseyans.
They don't say that. It's
I
like
don't give a
Ohio.
shit. That's what I
They're from
say.
Jersey. They're from Jersey.
From New Jersey.
Jersey.
Anyway,
Fist pumping moron.
It,
I just watched the trailer for Half-Life. That looks pretty cool.
Anal fist.
Oh,
Boom, on YouTube. The governor says giving New Jerseyans an update. It is a goddamn word.
I don't like
There
that
you
guy
go.
knows anything.
no,
New
So-
Jersey sounds like something needs to be in the Urban Dictionary.
Oh look, Google
Dirty.
says you lie.
It's when you reach around and you jerky. Well, what?
wow,
Stop
that
reading.
went completely off the rails, and had no part of that. What the fuck did y'all just
I
get
have
into?
no fucking clue what happened.
Jesus Christ!
I apologize.
Give Fork
No,
a
you're
mic.
good. You're good.
you give Fork a mile, a little bit, and
Give him a microphone and give him a platform, and my God.
I gave
The
him
free-
3 words. We got a paragraph. It was
The
impressive.
free dictionary defines New Jerseyan as a native of
Oh
resident
Jesus
of New
Christ!
Jersey.
Why do
Oh,
we care?
We don't care.
It's my goddamn word.
But it's not your word.
Beaker's getting mad. Run,
And it's
people.
real.
Okay, and for the joke of the night, we're going to get to this one because I'm saving the really interesting topics for later.
Oh, we're talking about Xbox now.
No.
Oh, that's the joke. That was the joke.
Ooh.
Google makes it easier for studios to self-publish Stadia games. That is Google's way of saying, we have no fucking games. Please come make something on this shit.
Yep.
I mean, didn't they just hire that girl from?
Yeah, it cost them a lot of freaking money.
Hey, we're gonna hire you to make games. Can anyone else make games? Can anybody else
Was it
make
the
games?
Uncharted chick or the God of War chick? I can't remember.
They already
God
got
of War
someone that can
God
make
of War
controllers and mail them to people. They just
Oh,
ain't got
that's
nobody
right.
that makes
The
games.
Uncharted one was
I mean,
Star Wars or some shit.
I find this hilarious that it's basically like, okay, we hired this person to make an awesome game. Anybody else can make games? We're willing to just like self-publish at this point.
Well, they should have
Just
this shit
please
ready
make us
before
a game.
launch. If they're gonna make
Well-
their own self-published games, they should have planned this out way before Stadia.
now
I mean,
I'm a-
supposedly 120 titles
That's
more
right,
will
idiots.
ship this year.
Yeah, and we've got.
I mean,
But I don't
look
know if
at-
I can. I don't know if I can believe that because wasn't it supposed to launch with 4K and all this other crap? It's like
Look,
you
Xbox
promised
is more
all this.
established, and they promised 18 exclusives, and that didn't happen either. So, so
Yeah,
No,
I
I think the only ones that
Stadia's
got it
now
right was
pulling a
Amazon because
page.
they're actually going to have games on their launch.
Stadia is pulling a page from Xbox and pulling
Yeah.
indies in right now. So it's like,
Oh, you want to see indies? Go to freaking Switch. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, I imagine so.
That's just
but that
everywhere.
Switch
that's
is
a lot of
full of
sex, though. Yeah,
But I'm just saying, like that,
Sex.
like we're seeing respect for indies increase, and that's good, regardless. But fuck
It is.
Stadia, like seriously.
Did you
they're-
see that new from the creators
They
of the
shit
Messenger
their pants
game?
before they
Oh,
even
it
had
looks
their
pretty
diaper
good.
on.
I mean, to me, it almost screams, "Hey, look, we have no one buying games, so we need some sales. If you're willing to develop a game, please come put it on our console, please."
Well, I'll be honest with you. I do have Stadia, which I know, but
Yeah.
You know,
every game I have on there, I've not paid for any of them because they keep giving them to me for free.
nice.
That's good.
That's
No,
a good thing
that's
about the Epic Game Store too.
Like,
You get
how's
a
that
lot
good,
of good
though?
games
Like,
for free.
That's my
Well, for the
point,
consumer,
Palmer.
it's
That's
good.
exactly the point.
It's good for
I
the
mean-
consumer because they get free games.
There is one good thing in this
okay.
article.
They're just
So-
like, ooh, free game.
So the one good thing in this article at the very bottom says players can expect a title by the British developer behind God of War. However,
The
which has
British-
announced that it's developing an exclusive title for Google Stadia. It's like, yeah, we know that, but what title? What's the release date? Other than the fact they hired her, it's a console that doesn't really seem to have anything that's going for it.
Did you say British?
That's what it says.
That says British developers
A title
behind
by the
Gears of
British
War.
developer.
I was like, what's the British God of War? God?
No, I mean it says Gears of War. Fort read it wrong.
Gears of War.
What?
And when did the coalition become?
Oh,
British?
Gears of War. Oh, shit.
I thought they
Wow.
were in Canada.
They need their tea, man. They need their tea.
Aren't they in Canada?
That's what I
Like,
thought.
we got our tea and crumpets.
I really thought those guys were in Canada.
They are.
What's the capital of Canada?
I know. we should've-
Ontario. I googled it.
Did you? All right.
Wait,
I
so,
googled it.
like, Canada, the country, has an actual capital.
Yeah, most
Hey,
countries have like a capital.
We'll
believe
meet.
it or
No,
not.
Leo. Oh, sorry, it's Ottawa. I knew it was an O. Hey,
You
United
lying
States.
son of a bitch.
The United
Lying
States
to
is the
everybody.
capital too.
Huh. Yeah, this is a very odd article.
It's just a really odd-
It's
odd
like, hey,
conversation.
look, we need games, but you can only program in this game model. So if you can do it in 2019.3, you can build a game for us, please.
And they're basically wanting everybody to use Unity.
Coming 2025.
Yeah.
Honestly, every time, I don't know, it's almost like you see Google Stadia, you want them to succeed because it's cloud game, it's going to push Xbox further out because it's a competition now and Amazon's entering the market, so you want to see it succeed because as they succeed, it'll bring it further out. But it's almost like every time they have an article, it's almost like you want to laugh at it. It's like, do you read these articles before you release these statements, or no?
Nope.
Do you have someone that's in charge of your public relations? Like, wait, no.
Well, he's home with the corona, so
He's playing on his Xbox. This is such a great console on cloud.
Obi, you still there?
And everyone is quiet.
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Oh,
I'm here. My
Obi.
stuff was muted.
Obi.
I'm here.
Obi's playing
He's here.
Google Stadia.
Hi, Obi.
So I just want to state that
You've been very
Having-
quiet.
an
You
11
guys see,
year old.
I got no bone to chew.
What? You always have bone to chew.
Actually, I've been sitting here watching all the trailers of that Half-Life.
Hey, Obi. You ready for the next topic?
Sure.
You sure?
What,
Hey,
what was the
little
last
buddy.
topic?
Google Stadia having no
No.
games.
Oh,
And now,
yeah.
Like
now
how
making-
Xbox has no games.
Can I say
I think
something about
Obi's really
social
gonna like this one.
distancing?
Go
Is
ahead.
that cool?
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, so I had to walk away. I don't know if anybody noticed. Probably
yes,
didn't.
we did.
No big deal.
Maybe.
So apparently, like you have an 11-year-old, social distancing, no school, all that horseshit. Apparently, you're supposed to feed them.
Yeah, that kind of comes with being a
It helps
parent.
them
Yeah.
to stay alive.
Is that a new
Well,
concept?
hold on.
Are you
I want to
not gonna
back this
lie.
up real quick. Hold on.
Go ahead.
So about 30 minutes ago, you said that you were excited because you got back to work making lunches for kids.
I did.
Then you don't
Yeah, you forgot to feed your own kid.
Yeah, no, he came in and got me. I set an alarm for him. I just didn't think it would go off in the middle of this.
his
I
feed
didn't
bucket got
put
empty.
time differences together. Math is hard.
Wow. Interesting.
No,
You got a
he's
skinny
golden.
kid.
Oh, no,
That's all right.
no.
My kids were like,
I
"Can I
guess.
go play with my friends?" No, why not? Because they might have the corona. You're not allowed to go out. Why? Because you're not. Did you have to go through this when you were younger? No.
Nope.
Because we knew how to wash our fucking
Fuck
hands.
no. Turns out I didn't need the internet to tell me to wash my hands and but well, like what the fuck is wrong with people? That's the worst part about it is that you have to you like see posts about it. Do this, wash your hands.
Okay,
use hand
if we're going
sanitizer.
to talk about that, you know what's really annoying me about the whole thing?
Lack of
I
toilet
do
paper on the market.
I do not need an email or a phone call from every fucking service on the planet telling me their plan. I have gotten
Or
them
it's-
from
But they're here
MasterCard.
to help you.
I've gotten them from MasterCard, Discover Card. I think
they're
my
gonna
wife
help you.
got some from fucking Tampax this morning.
Absolutely.
What in the
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
is a tampon going to do
Whoa.
to help you with this virus?
No,
If
the
anyone
question
knows
is
their
when's
shit,
Fork
it's
Nation going
tampon.
to start sending out emails?
You
The hell?
know,
When's what?
everything.
Yeah, Fork needs to be start sending them out.
Yeah,
who
we're
says
going to
that?
start sending them from the podcast. Hi,
Who's-
Gaming Beyond the Box. This is our idea for the COVID-19.
We
We'll
think the
help
best thing
you.
you can do is wash your fucking hands.
We're
Look,
here to help you
and
at
then-
8
and
p.m. at
then-
night. You don't have to wash your hands to be here
Look,
to watch it.
a doctor I work with brought up a good point. If toilet
If you
paper
do
can't
more
be kept
oral,
on the shelf, what were people using prior to this to wipe their ass?
oral.
Apparently, the same hands they weren't fucking washing.
We'll be the
They
GameStop
don't
of
know how to use
podcast. We don't care who
You know,
comes in.
this toilet paper doesn't work as well as my hand. Let me tell you, my hand works great.
Everybody wears socks. Well, most people.
Yeah, most.
Over my
Except for those
Socks are cheap.
douchebag guys that always wear the polos and the real tight, shorts.
or they wear the
and
Crocs.
Yeah.
And those
sock-
damn hippies.
Socks
Yeah.
and sandals are not a
And the
thing. I
Linus
don't
sandals.
care. I don't care if quarantine's going on. Socks and sandals are still not a thing.
Oh, come on. That ain't no fun.
But anyway, I'm really
Gamble.
looking forward to having Obi discuss this next topic.
Okay, next topic. Let's go.
Are you ready, brother? You ready?
Are you ready?
Yeah,
Or
depends on what it is.
Red Eye.
Oh, you know what it is. You're in the Discord. You know what it
This
is.
summer.
I guess I gotta go look real quick. Hold on.
Wait a second, I'm supposed to read?
I don't think
the
you have
hell?
to let them read. Just
All right,
I was
here we
busy
go.
reading
We're
about
going to start.
Half-Life.
We're going to start this off for Obi because I know Obi is just ready to jump on this one. The PS5 SSD may not necessarily translate into much quicker loading times. Says
no.
Remedy. Remedy says it. And remember, Sony was buying Remedy last week, according to some of the Sony fanboys, right?
I thought we talked about that already.
We
I
have
just
not
wanna
talked about
say-
this, Leos. Keep up.
I mean,
man.
I
Relax
thought
yourself.
you were going to go with the
I
other
mean,
topic. Well,
the
Oh,
articles-
no, we're going to get into that one too.
The article
Okay.
says will not.
Right. And this is coming out from Remedy. And Sony fanboys were saying that Sony was going to buy Remedy. That the deal was done.
no, maybe the deal's off the table now.
The deal's not
Exactly.
done.
Oh, yeah, the deal's not going to
Yeah.
happen now, apparently, because Remedy's talking trash about this SSD that fanboys have been pumping up since last week.
You gotta
Yeah,
know when to hold.
I don't.
And
don't
when
speak-
to fold 'em.
You don't speak. You don't speak bad about someone that's about to buy you.
Look, Kenny Rogers is the best gambler player because he exited right at the right time.
That ain't no shit.
He knew when to fold them, huh? But anyway,
Exactly. I'm out. Fuck this shit.
Well done.
So what we've
Good
learned
God.
since last week,
Wash your hands.
we're not even going back and left.
Can somebody read that comment, please?
And thank you,
Bite your tongue,
Shizno.
Solid.
Bite your tongue, Wilmy. You know that SSD will cure world hunger and cancer in a weekend.
And we were going to get last
Okay,
Shizno.
first of all, Shizno,
That's
that is
good.
not correct. It'll cure it in one day.
Mhm.
Yep.
Oh, that's a good one.
Actually,
This
faster
has
than actually.
been-
It's so much
this-
faster.
Yeah, about 2 hours.
This has been the battle
How fast?
cry from a lot of YouTubers and Sony fanboys on Twitter since last week when Mark Cerny put the entire fucking world to sleep. This is what they came
Was
out
that
of
last
this
week?
with.
Dude,
For dry, red eyes, clear eyes.
Oh shit!
It has the ingredients to moisturize.
Dude, I would
Wow.
rather listen to Ben Stein asleep than to
Wow.
The difference is clear. Clear eyes.
Exactly.
that was pretty
Sorry, I
funny.
had to go through that.
Someone has watched a lot of that commercial.
Oh,
Damn.
dude, that shit was on all the
Bueller.
time in the 90s.
Well, he had
Bueller.
that, and he had Ben Stein's money.
But
Taylor.
you know,
red dry
this has been the
eyes.
battle cry. Everybody's talking about this SSD. So
SSD.
Obi, you
SSD.
being our resident Xbot,
Whoa,
I
whoa, whoa!
want
Let Bomber defend it first. Let Bomber defend it first.
okay,
That's
I
right,
want
'cause I'm a
you to
residential
come out,
pony.
Obi,
Bomber.
and I want
But
you
he's
to
never
have this.
defended
I
it.
want you to have fun with it.
Bomber.
I want you to beat your chest like fucking Tarzan, and I want you to go ah and do all that shit, and I want you to just run with this article because it just slaps the face of Mark Cerny.
There's a lot of things that are slapped in the face of Mark Cerny, though.
So,
I gotta get
gentlemen-
mine.
Bomber.
Bomber.
No. Literally everything about his conference that he did smoothed over everything. I mean, the SSD is not even the tipping point of something that he lied about. You have the
Nobody ever
him
comes
saying
over
that
my house.
Dolby Atmos is only the 32 bits or whatnot, and or 32 objects, which you had them come out and take their turn at slapping him around. And then you have everybody from Digital Foundry going on the reset area, and shutting down all this stuff about PlayStation doing things faster but more efficient, or not as powerful but it's more efficient. That a 36 CUs is more efficient than 52. If that makes any
Logically makes no sense.
no.
And it's totally not true.
And like explain it to me like I'm 5 is like you. Woman, what kind of car you have?
He has like 9.
No, what's your
Yes,
fastest car?
Oh,
Moped.
his Lamborghini
I
Garlotto.
thought he had he had a Camaro.
He's got a Camaro.
Yeah, it'd be like Wilmy's Camaro and some little kid's souped up Honda that's right with it. Just because the Honda gets better gas mileage, it's not faster or better. It's just souped up, and it's
Hondas are way better efficient than
and this
Camaros.
this SSD for it is not going to make a difference at all because there's a lot of things with the Velocity engine that Microsoft is using to really compress their game sizes and pick and choose on what the GPU needs at a certain time rather than having it all out there at once. I had some of the guys that's working on it, I asked them to explain it to me like I'm 5 and it turned into like some 9 post deal. And it sounds like if it works properly that the Series X could really close that gap to where it won't be a difference at all. But
But at the same time,
I have
though,
a question.
in an open world, how's an SSD going to help you when the world's already been loaded?
It
that's
does.
the thing. No, it doesn't.
That relies on the
I mean,
GPU as far as how much you can see.
your
your-
field of view,
Your
or
field of
depth,
view and your
depth.
depth.
I think it's depth of view.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Depth of field and field of view are all determined by your GPU.
yeah. The only thing
Not
that's going
the
to change,
SSD.
dude, is like a game booting up. If a game boots up in 2 seconds on PlayStation, it's going to boot up in 4.
But
on
my
Xbox.
question is, do you think Sony will have a developer make an exclusive that
completely takes advantage of everything they're doing to customize this thing.
Yes.
No.
They'll pay for it.
They'll at least have a
Technically-
showcase for it, right? That will.
I'm sure they'll have
never
one,
be able to go
but-
anywhere else for 10
Te- technically-
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be one banger
technically-
out there. Yeah.
Technically, but what would you compare it to make to even show that
Exactly.
that it's taking advantage of it?
That's why I asked that question first, because if they
Same as
do,
Xbox.
then what do
and
you
listen
do
to this,
after
like,
that?
if they think that they're going to put this on or do this and have the developers take advantage of it, are they? What's this model that everything's going to PC now? They have to still develop for that if that's the case, like Xbox is doing.
So I'm saying they're
And I
making
tell everybody that
sound like
Yeah.
they can do all this ungodly shit with this SSD. Okay, but these
Mhm.
developers, the people making the games outside of let's assume they don't make it for make their shit go to PC as well. If they're not making it just for PlayStation, they're not going to take advantage of any of this shit because they have to make it compatible for other platforms. Like
they're
include
gonna
Xbox
gloss it
and
over and
PC.
code it. They're gonna gloss it over and hide it and
I
play
mean,
word games on it, just like they did with their GPU. It's,
I mean, their SSD on it, it'll make some things load faster. That, like, let's say Destiny on there will load faster just due to the fact that it does. I mean, Dreadpool has got an NVMe on a OG Xbox, and it loaded faster than my X with an SSD, like twice as fast. So the SSD will help, but
the
Oh,
next
yeah,
I need to get
OG
one of those for
Xbox
Borderlands
utilize
because
that
those load
shit.
times are killing me.
hold on. Was it an Xbox like One S or was it an X?
no, Dread. It was an OG, wasn't it? Because we're playing Division 2.
Because if it was the
There's a
Xbox
delay.
like One S or lower, there's a lot less assets to load in with those because you're playing at a lower fidelity.
Yeah.
And so, if you have what kind of SSD do you have? A T5?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that just, even having that, it's like a 50% improvement from what comes
It's
from
yeah.
the console.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
from my just a standard external hard drive to the internal, it's 50% faster. And then when I got the SSD, it's even faster than that. So I mean, I load very fast compared to a lot of other people who just have an external hard drive. But at the end of the day, there's some games that doesn't matter. I still load at the same time as everybody else. So yeah, it's great that the SSD is there. But at the end of the day, we have another article in here where Smarter Living talked about PS5 graphics beaten by Xbox Series X and shocking left field analysis. Will be 30% more powerful, is what the leak says.
So I want to give an example real quick. I know like a game like Sea of Thieves isn't everybody's cup of tea. Don't get me wrong, but my girlfriend loves that game, and I play it with her, and she's on her Xbox One, like original. It's white. It's the original Xbox One that supposedly came with the Kinect, whatever. And I had an X, and there was negligible any loading difference. When I started playing on my PC and got rid of my X, like it's noticeable. Like I'm sitting in game for 30 fucking seconds, and I can finally hear her talk to me, and she's still in the loading. Like SSDs in general, NVMe,
you better turn that down.
M.2 SSDs make a massive difference. Like in general, like we're talking seconds as opposed to near minutes almost in some cases, depending on the game. So you have this massive open world game that can take advantage of the PS5's awesome sauce in their SSD. And then you go to the Series X and you're a couple second difference? Like that's extremely nitpicky and negligible. Nobody's going to take advantage of that bandwidth or any of that tech for the longest time until it's available on every piece of hardware. Like it's just not going to happen unless it's specifically exclusive to that console and nowhere else. And at that
at that point in time, developers are going to have more work to do because they're going to have to make it the normal way, and then they're going to have to optimize it for that console, which Sony will do, but they'll pay for it if they have to. But it's dumb.
I mean, his examples of like you know how there's a that there's a generic, like he says, there's generic mailboxes or fire hydrants or trees, and let's say like in Spider-Man, it's all the same different things just loaded here and there. Well, with having a faster SSD or whatnot, you can have multiples different SKUs of things. It just means more data that you'd have to load, and to where you can essentially not have to optimize it as much, and you're going to eventually come back to the problem that we have today with it, where it's not going to be playable on any other console or PC, which is which is stupid. Just stick with the fast loading times. You know what I mean?
Exactly, because there's still nothing that can soak PCIe 3.0 slots, and like we're already on 4.0, and like hard drives can, but there's nothing that needs to load that fast.
Yeah,
and like
fucking slots, man.
I mean,
so many sleuths.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's great that they have an SSD and all that, but I mean, they're like I just talked about that article. It's 30% difference in graphical. I mean, that's big. And I mean, for the most part, when we have games that'll probably be made by the same companies, third party for the same consoles, we may or may not see the difference, or we may see it. But at the end of the day, when you have the SSD, that's the one thing that's pushing your console. Okay, it loads 2 seconds faster. Great. Hey, hi Dizzy, what's up, man?
Hey Dizzy.
Yeah, but
Hey, Dizzy.
But then you can go, when it becomes available, you can go and get one of those SSDs for your own console. And there you go.
SSDs don't translate to FPS and resolution. That's it.
All it does is load you into the game faster.
Like I was just saying, eventually down the line, when those become more main market at that speed, I could go get that hard drive or that SSD and put it on my Xbox One X, and I get the same performance.
He can put it on his X. You guys heard
Shizno,
that, right?
That is one thing I do want to know is how expensive that external SSD is going to be for that Samsung's making that 1 terabyte.
Yeah, is it Samsung that's making it for them?
What, Obi? What?
Is it Samsung that's making that for them?
Seagate.
Oh, so Seagate. Sorry, Seagate. It is an S.
I thought you were talking about the PlayStations.
I bet you it'll be Samsung's will definitely meet what Sony's wanting. I almost guarantee it, because Samsung, like, I don't know, their M.2 drives are just they are what they are, and they cost what they cost because they're top of the line. They work.
But at the end of the day, it's kind of like, okay, you load faster.
Hey, but that's one up that they have on you, so they're going to tote that around.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you know how often I've played games and I got to wait for people because I load faster? Every time we played Anthem,
all the time.
Yep.
Ghost,
you could sit down there and do a few emotes waiting for them.
Oh, yeah. And then Leo is on hard drive, so I'd load in, Ghost would load in, and then we'd stand there waiting for Leo for 30 seconds. Like, oh, fucking God. So, you'll load in faster, you'll kill some stuff faster. That's great. You still got to wait for your turns. So.
Yep. Okay. And then I don't know if you
ready for some stuff here?
You're
talking about the fire hydrants?
Drop it.
Okay.
That's why we brought you in.
I know. I just wanted to make sure everybody got their points out there before I just started budging in.
Is that?
So anyway,
let me introduce him.
Yeah. Who am I?
What?
Who is that?
I was like, it sounds like Bomber's covering his mouth, but.
There's at least a handful of people in watching that don't
on my phone.
Dizzy is. If you want to let him do an intro.
It's okay. I don't need no intro.
Fair enough.
Anyway, basically, you know how you're talking about the Spider-Man and the fire hydrants and all that? All they're doing is they're putting the same assets repeatedly on a disc. So what they're talking about is now you don't have to have 300 fire hydrants of the same fire hydrant in 300 different spots on the disc. So when you load that level up, that you're not going back to the original, you actually have this level with the exact same fire hydrant. So that's all they're doing is now they can actually make it unique, because now you can actually go back to the original game's loadout and grab of these 30 different variations of fire hydrants to pick the one you want. That's what they're predicting for the future. Currently, like I said, they make one fire hydrant, and as you load into a level, they're reloading. Yes, they're reloading the same fire hydrant again. So that in turn creates how much wasted space. So in essence, with this new direction that both of them are going, you're going to see sizes decrease for certain items. So that way they can actually increase the size and the detail on certain objects like trees and fire hydrants. They can actually do all that. Now, I am, Forkboy was right. It is the OG Xbox, the OG Xbox One that I put my NVMe on, and I was loading faster. And I'm actually in the middle of a video right now with, you know how everybody has the State of Decay comparison between the Xbox One X and the Series X? My NVMe, okay, the Series X loads in about 10 seconds from my counting of the video. Now, I load up on the Xbox One X. That also is about 54 seconds, 55 seconds. All right, that's on the hard drive. I also did it on a external hard drive, and it's comparable. It's about the same. Now, when you hook up an SSD, I did it with a SATA 3 version, which is the hard drives that everybody's talking about is SSD. It's actually SATA 3 is the spec that it is, and that does 550 megabytes per second up to, or even 600 if it's internal, you know, as long as that device is supportive of that speed. Now, that and my NVMe, I tested those with State of Decay also. My internals are the same as their videos internal on an Xbox One X. My SSD, the SATA 3 and the NVMe are under 30 seconds still. So they're about 25 to 27 seconds on an Xbox One X with an NVMe. So that's not too bad considering how fast these are. And my speeds on my NVMe, I got a slower speed for writing and a faster speed for reading. So I didn't get like the highest thing that they had, and it's a 3.0. Okay, next gen is going 4.0, and their leap is only about 1,000 megabytes to 1,500 megabytes more in speed wise. Okay, but that's between the 3.0 and a 4.0. You're talking about your hard drive. It only does 100 megabytes. Your external does about 120 because it's plugged in, right? So you're talking about that. Now you're talking about an SSD, the SATA 3, 500. So you see right there, when everybody hooks up an external SSD, even on an OG or an S, your assets load up fast. Your game loads fast. So when you turn the corner, that stuff is there. You know, same thing with the NVMe. It's 3,500, not 500. 3,500.
Yeah, but especially if you add in the virtual rate shading on that all. I mean, virtual rate shading is going to help performance and FPS by having an SSD, but they don't. Samsung or Sony doesn't have that at all.
No, they just have a fast. They just have something that's faster.
Well,
it's just not so fast that it's going to make that much of a difference.
The shit only renders as to what you're looking at, like we talked about earlier with like field of view and shit. So like what it's reading from your hard drive only needs to be what you're seeing in the first. This shit's only really going to benefit, load times and draw distance.
Yeah, but there's a dev that actually has a video.
Where it cuts out things that it doesn't need at the time, even if it's something that's like right around the corner.
But if you're still looking through that doorway, it's still rendering part of that room, even though you're not seeing it.
Right? This is the that. Are you talking about
the
that?
New stuff is going to cut it out more.
The developer shit that he compared it to the 2080 Ti, like similar shit with like mesh shading and all that.
Where the GPU is able to what it was able to do, but like having the VRS where things behind you are dramatically down compressed and brought to a lower resolution, so it's not working so hard to load that
nearly
stuff.
Gone completely.
Yeah,
like non-existent.
Your SSD, your SSD is able to reach out and grab the data as the GPU needs it instantly.
Yes, that much faster. Plus, on top of that, if you think about it, you know how you load in a game? Let's go back to Division 2 with Forkboy,
Hey,
right?
but hold on. You
I
said
had
that your OG Xbox was beating your X though, right? Even with an SSD.
no. My OG Xbox One beat out Forkboy's X with an internal. My
No,
one had
mine was on an external SSD.
I was an external. Okay, well, it's standard spinning drive, where mine was in the NVMe, which is a SATA. Not SATA. I'm sorry. It's
Wait, he said
SSD.
his was an SSD
Mine was
though.
faster.
So I was gonna say with yours, if his is an SSD, because I can believe that if his was an SSD external and yours was your NVMe, but you're on the OG, you are still loading 4 times less assets into a game though.
Okay, I'm still loading faster than anybody. When I tell you to load first.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Is that's why the
I think at the end of the day, though, it comes down to, it's going to be faster, but does it matter? And that's where
it
matters
matters when you load in and you're pop-in. It's the pop-in that's really. I mean, getting into the game is one thing. Okay, that's going to be the first step. The next step is your pop-in. As you come around the corner, how many times we played Division 2 and there's a car that looks like a cylinder brick, and then as time progresses, as you get closer to it, or you sit there and you're looking at it, you see the doors outlined, and all of a sudden now you see the details. That's where the SSD is going to take care of all that. You're not going to have all that pop in. You're not going to look out into the sky and all of a sudden a tree magically appears or a building on the distance. It's going to be there. That's the speed aspect of the SSD. That's part of the advantage of that. And that's where everybody thinks, oh, this is going to make it, the game. It's not. It's going to help the game. It's going to help the console. It's not the end all be all. That's the problem with everybody thinking, oh, this is faster because of this or it's got that. It's still not there.
But it's faster, right?
It's just to get you into the game to play. And while you're playing, if you have an SSD, you won't have to worry about pop-ins as much. Obviously with the new
And the funny part, I don't think any of these people actually grasped all that. I think they just want any little thing they can try to find.
Yeah.
But no, Dread. Just if you have let's say you had both of these consoles, the 1S and an X, they both had the same setups internally, your NVMe drives, and the 1S would still outpace the X regardless, just because it's loading 4 times less assets.
I still have it's still my hard drive from my X, so it's got the 4K assets already in the drive. I know it's not loading the 4K assets, but even then, I mean, I was playing with Cyber Gunter, and that's how I found out, because I was like, hey man, I just got this NVMe hooked up. I noticed it loads fast. When we do this, I want you to pick a spot, load over there, fast travel there, and I'll fast travel on top of you. So as soon as I see him let's say, not like that. As soon as I see him at Washington, at the monument or something like that, right? I'll fast travel on top of him. I'll be there before him, and I'll actually see his name pop up before he even loads up. I'm running around. Okay, same thing with Forza Horizon 4. I'll be anywhere in the map, and I go back to the home, and I'll load up not instantaneously, but virtually instantaneously compared to standard hard drives.
Yeah.
So
some people who haven't experienced an SSD can sit there and say it might not be that big of a deal. But if you have your SSD, especially for Forza, and then you go and you play the game on your PC on that loading screen, the main menu, oh god, that it helps dramatically.
I just wanted to help clear it up a little bit because it was kind of going sideways, and not everybody was like on the same page.
Oh, thank you, dude. Because
you
went.
I'm glad I clarified the confusion into more confusion.
Yeah.
No, he went balls deep into.
Oh yeah. He was seriously slamming the fucking ham.
That was solid.
Yeah, he was slamming the ham, buffing helmet, waxing the weasel. I mean, he had that soldier fucking marching. You get what I'm saying? Woo! Okay.
That was good shit.
He's sitting there in the bathroom at work, pumping shit.
All the guys around him.
I'm outside in front of spotlights. Okay. I just found out
Did you
that
wash your
the
hands?
city. Yes.
Okay.
Did you touch
Liar.
your
Go look at doorknob.
With gravel. I washed my
Go
hands with
look
gravel.
at
I just reached
doorknob.
down and used some gravel. It rubs off everything.
Don't lick doorknobs, lick windows.
So yeah, I just found out that the city we're working in has a curfew. We're not allowed to be out here, but we have a pass. So we gotta get back to work.
Oh, dude, you need one of those. You want me to email you one of the letters I got?
So
the government considered me
what do hookers do?
an essential contractor.
Oh, they.
I technically am an essential contractor, but nobody gave me the letter yet. Because I am life safety and essential to other facets of the industry.
Well, my business is actually essential to the government. I got my forms yesterday.
My form's my badge. So
Wilmy's the man, literally.
Where's your badge?
No, my badge. Like,
oh, I thought I said, "Where's his badge?" I'm going to say, "Oh no, that's Bomber. He's probably the last one that saw it."
All right. On that note, guys, y'all have a good night. I'll be back in chat.
Later, Dizzy.
That's not Dizzy. That's Dread.
No, Dread.
Dizzy's the guy in chat. That's Dreadpool.
I was gonna say you said somebody said Dizzy earlier.
Yeah, Dizzy popped in the chat.
I said, "Hey, Dizzy, in chat."
It was all. I was like,
pay attention, Husk. What the fuck?
It was confusing. It was confusing.
AP said his ribs are hurting. Sorry, AP. That's the plan, dude. We want to try to get everybody's mind off all the crazy shit going on outside your window.
I just want to know if there's a curfew, what do hookers do?
Maybe I should have Discord like on my screen so I can see.
Get arrested more? I don't know.
So if that's a good question. What do they do?
I mean, I had another question too. In Australia, they're social distancing. If you're within too close, you get $1,000 fine. So when a hooker gets caught, does she get $1,000 fine and prostitution? Or, I mean,
probably depends on how far in the act she is.
Well, the government would probably pay that because they're about to throw out a stimulus package, so it doesn't.
That stimulus package is going to stimulate something.
You have too much free time on your hands, sir.
Yeah, well, when you're at work and no work's going on.
That's true. But all right.
Existential question of the day.
Let's change gears a little bit. Anybody remember Avalanche Studios?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody remember anything they made?
Just Cause, right?
They're the company that makes that game
Just Cause,
they make
right?
games.
They make those hooker games.
And
what is it with you and hookers all of a sudden? Never mind. I should not have asked that question.
Midget hookers cost twice the price as a normal hooker. And they're
not the ones I get.
That's because you get the little guys.
He makes them put a demon mask on and beats the hell out of them.
At the end of the day, it's a hand. I don't care.
Okay, do we want to leave the hooker conversation and get back to Avalanche?
Rage 2, right? Something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say Rage 2, Just Cause.
Avalanche makes Just Cause.
That dumb robot game.
They made that really great Generation Zero.
That's it.
We really thought about streaming until we looked at it and said, "Fuck that."
I tried it when it was like on the free-to-play days, and wow.
The turn-based one.
No, it's the one where you run around and you run from robots, but apparently it's not really filled with robots in the world.
I didn't know they did Disney Affinity. Huh.
I didn't either.
They did Mad Max, too? Holy crap.
Hey, Leo, they did Mad Max.
Shit, we're all learning something. We all get an education
I knew Rage
tonight.
2 and Just Cause.
It's amazing what happens when you read.
Did they do Just Cause 3?
Yes, and 4.
Or 4. That's what I'm thinking of.
And 9.
I don't remember. There's no 9.
Oh, and Silverburst Gamer, thank you for the thumbs down, asshole. We always know we
Who?
Silverburst Gamer.
Silverburst? What's
Yep.
a Silverburst Gamer?
Well, I
That's a confusing
know
name.
the motherfucker, dude. That's his pro.
So like a glitter bomb, but silver?
Yeah, I got better words for him.
Sounds like a horrible cum shot.
We always appreciate your thumbs down, sir. We probably hurt your feelings. And it's okay because mommy and daddy always told you that everything had to be your way. And sweetheart, it just doesn't happen that way, okay?
It's the unicorn bomber.
So
I just picture Wilmy on a rocking chair while he's saying that.
we're sorry that people said things that hurt your feelings. But I want you to know from the bottom of Wilmy's heart, we don't give a fuck. Okay, carry on.
Good time.
So about Avalanche Games.
Exactly. They teased a new game.
Hooker.
I don't think
I am going to come to Texas and shoot you.
Oh, the gun laws are pretty good there too, so you should be good.
They are actually very relaxed.
I'll just say they're relaxed, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm from North Carolina, so no, not really. Ours are pretty strict, but it'll be okay.
So, hold on. 30-day wait period to buy a gun. Unless you're at a gun show, you can walk out with it.
I already have a few, so we're good.
Yeah, no, I just find
I
that
don't
a
need
lot
to
fun.
wait
They'll be
I don't
like,
need to
why'd
wait
you
30
shoot him?
days.
He had the C word.
And all they have to hear is this podcast for 10 minutes and be like, oh, here's a medal. Anyway.
That
all right.
hurts. It's true, but it hurts.
It probably does. But they teased a new game earlier today. Did anybody see the video?
Yes, I'm watching it now.
You wait until now just to watch the video.
No, I watched it earlier.
I was going to say, that was amazing.
Amazing that I watched it?
Amazing that you watched it right when we mentioned it.
Yeah, right when I mentioned it, you just happened to,
It's just highly coincidental.
Yeah.
Don't you be bringing logic in.
Yeah, exactly.
Logic
It's
hurts
actually-
someone's brain.
It's actually a cool looking little trailer. They go to I guess it's a cave, and there's all kinds of crazy shit in the cave.
It's a remote.
They go to a
location.
cave. They do things.
I mean, it looks
There's
cool,
some
but
snow
at
and
the
some
end of the
ice
day,
and
there's
stuff.
snowfall when you go in the cave and all you're shooting something. So it looks kind of interesting. At the same time, it's like, so is it multiplayer? Is it single player? Is it survival?
And
Is
what
it turn-based?
fanboys want to know is, does it use the PlayStation 5 SSD?
Well, when you're shooting, you got to reload
I
fast.
think we've talked enough about SSDs today.
I know. I just had to throw that out there. Because I know Dread's listening going, that fucker.
That some bitch.
I mean, for a 28-second glimpse into something, it's interesting to say the least. I mean,
It looks interesting.
it almost seems like a rebranding trailer to me. Like
Maybe it's Just Cause 5.
or like a, I don't know. Maybe they're just, I don't know. They're trying to get their name out there even farther. Maybe they're, I don't know, wanting to get
Romans, you
people
look in
hyped.
chat.
It's ridiculous.
Dread says, don't make me get back on.
I saw that.
He's like, motherfucker, I will.
But so what did we learn today during this podcast, folks?
Avalanche made a whole bunch of games.
SSDs are fast.
At the end of the day, Xbox wins.
Wow,
And that
Ghost
episode
is
brought to
actually
you
paying attention. That's awesome.
by the
If
word
you masturbate
yacht.
with your controller, make sure to clean it off.
And don't masturbate with a hand sanitizer.
That hurts. It stings like a motherfucker.
And if you're going to play Doom Eternal, get an extra controller in case you break the first one.
Yeah, and apparently never loan Ghost your controller. He's playing
Yeah, also don't fuck your control.
You guys are ridiculous.
But speaking of Doom, is anybody in the chat actually finished it?
I haven't played
Working on it.
I said people in the chat.
Hey, Mark, what's up?
True.
Thanks for the super chat.
Goddamn tentacles.
That's a super sticker, fork.
Oh, whatever. Super chat, super sticker.
And he found a picture of you rolling around with a bandana. That's so cool. How'd you
Damn
do
right.
that,
I did a super chat. You didn't even say anything. Her.
Well, did you like me to read it? I mean, I thought
No.
you would read it yourself.
I mean, thank you, Silverburst Gamer. You can go suck a fork.
Oh, there's Bomber's sister.
I told you to go suck a dick.
Yeah.
You're being nice. I like my version better.
that person
This is true.
actually exists. I thought it was.
No!
I understand the running.
She
Oh,
does exist.
He loves to come here, man. Every time we talk about Xbox, he leaves me messages calling us corporate slaves, which he likes. He's a Sony fan, which makes him a corporate slave of Sony.
Well, I just don't get why
Wait, whoa. We're corporate slaves?
The best part about Silverburst is the fact that he even does tags of exact times and then he says something. It's like, so you listen to the entire podcast just to critique us? I mean, thanks for the view, dumbass, but, I mean, and you listen to it enough that you actually wrote down times. Holy shit.
See, and I don't even pay that much attention to the show. And I'm
Thanks
on
for
it.
the view?
Yeah. Thanks for the multiple views, dumbass, because we know you listen to it more than once.
Yeah, no joke. Thanks for the ad revenue. But
yeah.
The thing is,
I don't think anyone's beat Doom in here.
Evidently not. But I have got to try to finish it, and I plan on doing that this week.
Sounds like Ghost is close.
Sounds like a controller's close.
Yeah.
My controller's fucking fine.
I did see it had a really cool function where you could switch the audio to the original.
Mm-hmm.
In the options. I was like, oh, that's badass.
And look, there is Mark again with another Fork Super Sticker.
I'm damn sexy, let me tell you.
It's adorable.
And that is Fork's exact shape too, Mark. I don't know how you nailed it, dude.
I'm sexy.
I know a chick at work that's pear-shaped. It just is a green pear. So
Bomber sister, Bomber beat my Doom. Okay. Well, on that note, let's do the outros. Let's get everybody out of here. And Fork, we will start with you, sir. Tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me Forkboy_gaming on Twitter, Forkboy_gaming on Twitch. Come on out. We do all sorts of weird shit because that's how we are, just like we do here. Catch us on Twitter. We're constantly talking about different things. I post all sorts of fake giveaways that you can try to win or tell me that it doesn't work just so you didn't read the entire article. And thanks for coming out, everybody. It's been awesome. Hope you enjoyed as much as we enjoyed making fun of each other and telling each other to go suck a dick. And Starburst Gamer, or whatever your fucking name is, keep listening to the stream. We appreciate the view.
Yeah, he's a special case.
Thanks for the support.
Okay, so hold on. Anybody trying to figure out what we're talking about? Wait 2 or 3 days and then come back to the video and go down to the comments. The guy posts multiple comments. It's freaking hilarious.
Oh yeah, he's very funny, and he creates fake profiles on Twitter to send me messages.
It's hilarious.
That's sad.
That is way too much work for me. I tell you that much.
Who the fuck's got that? Like, I have that kind of time, but don't have that kind of initiative in my life.
I have that amount of time to make fake accounts. But holy shit!
I admire his dedication. If I was a woman, I would probably file charges. Because this is probably like cyber stalking at some extent.
I mean, are we sure it's not J-Dub City? He's just waiting for an intro to send a dick pic?
No, not wrong. That was J.
I think you should invite him on.
Whatever. J, whatever. I don't fucking know the guy's name.
Oh, shit.
But, yeah, I mean, you got to admire the dedication, man. I block a new account from him every time we do the podcast.
Maybe he's hoping you send him a giveaway. Like, maybe he's hoping instead of actually promoting the stream, that if he bugs you enough, you'll give him something.
that motherfucker, he should get a job, dude. He'd be rich.
Like
the bad part, he probably has one.
Couple days, and you'll see posts at the end, the comments, and it's stupid shit that's just like, did you listen to it? Because that doesn't make sense what you just said.
Oh, yeah, it never makes sense. That's the weird
part.
No,
it doesn't. Like, I've gone back to his little timestamps, and you listen to it, and you're like, that timestamp doesn't even match what you're talking about.
Bueller.
Yeah, I mean, he makes no sense. His comments, I don't know. And the bad part, he probably does have a job. He's probably like a politician or something somewhere where he lives. That's the type of crazy shit.
He's the mayor of Cuckooville, population 9.
He's the mayor of Fuckboyville. So,
excuse me, that I'm the mayor of that one. Thank you.
oh, it's not one of my family members, Avish. I promise you that one. But next, we'll go to Bomber. Bomber, tell everybody where they can find you, dude.
Of course, you can find me on HR, the Xbox station. I appreciate everybody coming out, all that good jazz, and of course, appreciate Husk coming in here and doing your thing. So again, appreciate everybody. Y'all have a good night.
Well, that was short and sweet. All right, Husk, tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
First off, I want to say thanks for having me on. It was fun. Honestly, hope to be on here again at some point. You can find me at ACS_create on Twitter,
I've got
Instagram,
balls of steel.
Facebook, and then on YouTube, you can find me at youtube.com/HuskGBR. Yeah, thanks for having me on, Wilmy. Appreciate it.
It was
play
great having
Warzone.
you on, dude. And we
I
will
need
get you
that
on
third.
again.
You gotta stop being sick. I need a third.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, last night about 1:30 in the morning, I don't know what happened. It's like somebody flipped a switch.
All of a sudden, you was better.
Well, I felt a lot better. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, you're better. That's all that matters.
All of a sudden, my body says, you can breathe now. And I was able to breathe. It was amazing.
Fuck yeah, podcast tomorrow. You got to get better.
Yeah, because me and the guys had actually talked. I'm like, if I feel bad or not, we still got to do the show. So they were just going to kind of do it around me. I wasn't going to be saying much.
I would have taken charge. It'd been a great show.
I messaged him. I'm like, you
Man.
feeling better?
Fuck yeah!
Hell yeah, what the fuck? I'm ready to go.
I'm high on cocaine. I feel
I got
great.
all that out of like 3 words. It was solid.
Oh, yeah. So, but yeah, man,
But
for
thanks
some
for
odd
having
reason,
me.
it was weird.
It was fun. Hope you have me again.
Oh, we will. Not a problem. We'll definitely have you again. And Leo, tell everybody where they can find you, dude.
Find me Leonidas 1084 everywhere. And thanks, Husk, for coming out, man. And everyone have a good night.
And that was short and sweet, too. Obi, tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
You can find me on Twitter and on Xbox. Obi-Wan for the win. It's kind of a laid-back show tonight, obviously. But I hope everybody's practicing the 6 feet rule and washing their hands, especially you, Fork.
And their butts.
Well, then, yeah.
Wash your butts, people.
You gotta wash your butts.
Anyways, yeah. I hope everybody has a good night, and thanks for coming out.
All right. Ghost, tell everybody where they can find you besides on Doom.
Thanks for everybody coming out. Thanks for us coming by the show and everything. It was pretty dope. We all learned a lot tonight. Some of us more than others, because, well, I guess other people have fucking lives and don't have to learn about SSDs all day. But what the fuck are all that bullshit was about? Anyways, thanks for coming out, everybody. We'll see you next week and talk about how great weed is and how much you need it in your life.
And Fork can tell you about STDs and apparently hookers.
They
Someone's
both
gonna tell
suck.
us how to fuck a controller next week because I want to know.
Look, what you do is you pull your pants down, get some lube. You gonna let it keep going?
I was listening.
So what you do is you make sure you get enough lube. Lube the hand side. Don't lube the other side. That's not going to fit well. And then slowly insert. There's going to be some pressure. And at a certain point, it's just going to suck it up there like a vacuum. So you might want to tie a string on it.
And it sounds like he's done this before.
I have X-rayed shit.
Yeah.
Nothing can speak for experience.
Finger quotes.
I've
That's
X-rayed
exactly
some,
what I was doing, Leo.
I've X-rayed some weird shit.
Hey, Wilmy, where can they find you?
Thank you, Leo.
No problem.
9.
Of course, you can find me here every Wednesday night at Gaming Beyond the Box at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can find me in Area 51. You can find me...
Doing his ninja running.
That's it. You can find me on Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, Stadia. And you can find me on Steam, Epic Store, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Pretty much anywhere and everywhere.
And every VR set headset that exists.
Yeah.
You can find it there as well.
Oculus, all those good places. And if you didn't get a chance to catch it Sunday, you can catch me on the Iron Lords podcast from Sunday afternoon.
This Sunday?
Yeah, it was last Sunday.
Oh, okay. I thought you were doing it again. I was like, oh, sweet.
No.
This fucker's going to be on Fireside again. He just does too.
Oh, I've been on so many, man, it's hard to keep track.
I'm sure.
But
I'm on several don't fly lists and government agency sites.
I believe that because I've hated you the most. I put you on most myself. But if anybody got anything they want to say or add or any of that good stuff before we stop this show?
I want to add one thing. Everybody, enjoy. Enjoy your day. Be happy. Go back, watch some stuff entertaining, and get some gaming on and just enjoy. Try not to think about what's going on. Have some fun with your kids. Watch some fun on Netflix till you get to the end like Wilmy did. And just, enjoy life.
Enjoy your games. Go out and do, not go out. Like, do something you've been wanting to do stuck in your house.
Like
Yeah, if you have any creative inclination whatsoever, take advantage of it with this downtime.
Like
certainly.
Fort,
You have
Fort
no
had
idea where
that
it'll
hooker
take you.
in his basement. He finally got it buried in the
Exactly.
backyard.
Okay, first of all, that video was deleted.
Doesn't matter.
That's what you think.
Doesn't
You have
matter.
an iPhone, don't you? Yeah.
Find something to fill your free time. Keep your
Look, I
mental
used
health in
Android
check.
and filmed it at 1080, so it's just a black screen.
There you go. But my biggest thing is everybody just stay safe, man. If you're still sheltered in place, I'm sorry. Just try to make the best of it. Hopefully, all this shit's over soon. We will, we'll be out on
Hopefully.
the other side before long. So, and I'm still not sure that's what I had, not what I had. It was rough. I do know that. But anyway, everybody have a good night. Thank you for coming to hang out with us. And we will see all of you again right here next week.